I've taken on the incredible challenge of trying to leave you all with a couple of points to ponder throughout this conference and beyond. But I first want to level set. I think that there's two things that guide my conversation. Number one, a lot of times when we think about fighting crime, what we're actually doing is responding or reacting to crime. And we also know that the best way to fight crime is to prevent it from occurring in the first place. And so I want to present this radical approach to responding or fighting the crime. It is so radical, it's more radical than seeing the soldiers and the National Guard and the federal agents patrolling these streets outside of this building. To illustrate that, I want to bring your attention to Michael Vick. Michael Vick, you guys know who Michael Vick is? Quarterback. Michael Vick went to prison. And you know what he went to prison for? Fighting dogs. And I don't know, I've seen it on television, I've never seen it in person, but those of y'all who might be familiar, dog fighting is a very vicious and brutal sport. I'm from South Florida, and so I kind of related to cockfighting, where they have roosters and they put these blades on their talons and these roosters fight to the death. And the dog fighting is just like that. It's so brutal. There's blood and there's gore everywhere. And these dogs, they try to clamp onto their opponent's neck and they will shake it until the life is gone. And I always ask people, how many people got mad at the dogs? No one did. What they got mad at was the person that created the conditions in which those dogs fought. They got mad at the person that trained those dogs how to be brutal, but no one got mad at those acts of violence. You know what their response was? How do we find them loving homes? And that's that radical idea. How do we respond to crime, not with anger or hatred, not wanting to lock them up and throw away the key, not wanting to create obstacles when they're released, but how do we respond to those vicious, violent people with love instead of hatred and fear? And I believe that in responding in that approach, that we're able to address the issues. Because violence, when you respond to violence with violence, guess what happens? You perpetuate even more violence. Hurt people. And so if we want to stop the cycle of crime, if we want to reduce it in our community, if we want to prevent it from occurring in the first place, then our approach must be based on love, not hate. For those of y'all who don't get that, then I got the stick part of it. What we've seen in this country is that there's been a growing constituency group of people who've been impacted by our criminal justice system. It's estimated that there are over 9 million justice-impacted people in this country who are eligible to register to vote but are not registered. In the state of North Carolina, which was won a few election cycles by 74,000 votes, there were over 481,000 justice-impacted people that was eligible to register to vote. In the state of Georgia, that was decided by 11,000 votes. There are over 1 million people in Georgia who are eligible to register to vote. If we can approach this constituency group from a space of love as opposed to hatred and fear, maybe, just maybe, we can transform this entire nation into a country that leads with love rather than the things that divide us today. Thank you.